Good morning. Look, I don't know if you can catch this, but here we are in beautiful Bedford. Do you see over there? That's the train. Isn't that exciting? Bedford is still a train town or city or town, perhaps. Anyway, my God, and you know what? How fabulous is that? How romantic. Because you you hear the sound from years ago, and you're brought right back, aren't you, to when we had the trains in Newfoundland. Hear it? It was very exciting. Okay, and here we are. Look at this down in the beautiful Bedford Basin, and it's so pretty right here. I just think it's marvelous. All right, I'll turn it around now because I mean, there's only so much joy you can get out of a bit of grass. All right, so how are you doing? My God, what a marvelous day. It's overcast here, so it's not only Newfoundland gets a bit of cloud or fog or rain, it is overcast. And I mean, if I'm honest, it is very beautiful. It's enough to kill you here. I'm sweating like a bull. Uh, but Newfoundland is just as beautiful. That's just for us, So anyway, how are you all doing? What a tremendous week we're having. And so let's just size it up. There's a lot going on. The other day I went to, oh, hang on, getting tremendous uptake. Now, this, you can't read it going across my bust, but it says cod, Gardaí, Newfoundland. See, these are little fish. Cod. It's a cod choir. You see, isn't that tremendous? I'm going to tell you what. My godfather is Ed Roche. That's true. Isn't it wonderful? I feel very proud of that. The Newfoundland artist who is a tremendous Newfoundland icon. He is my godfather, and he said, Sheila, I have a cod choir that I want to give you the rights to. He said, I want you to have the rights to put it on a t-shirt and maybe do some sayings and that sort of thing. And I said, I couldn't wait, if I'm honest. I really couldn't wait. So we've created 3 t-shirts thus far, called Guard the Newfoundland. They're singing. Little, hang on, that's a little girl. That's a boy with it could be a girl here and a boy there. We don't know how the cod dress. But anyway, and we don't need to. So uh, that one, Cod Guard the Newfoundland. There's another one, Mind Your Mouth, where one cod is telling the other cod off. And another one, Long May Your Big Jib Draw. We know all about that, don't we? For the screechings. And so, anyway, someone was saying, where do I get them? From me. Isn't that great? It's nice to have the market cornered. So, anyway, you can contact me directly and I'll hook you up because everyone needs a card going across their bust. So, anyway, how's everyone doing? I'm in Nova Scotia, and you know what I realized the other day? We went to Kent's, and Kent's here is very different from Newfoundland in that they offer cover covered covered bridge chips. I think it's covered bridge. Now we can get those at Costco at home in a bag big enough for a pillow sack. They're covered bridge chips, but at Kent's they offer them in all different sorts of brands. And it brought me right to mind about home hardware at home and the Carmel Log bars. I think we can only get those home. Is that true? Is that right? You probably know better than I do. And it made me question because years ago we used to go to Florida, me and mom, and my aunt Betty and Kelly and a bunch of people went. And anyway, when mom would be in Florida, she'd get an offer. She'd be going down like 4 weeks prior to me getting there, and so she'd say if she didn't have enough, she'd say, "Darling, bring down some salt beef." Will you? Because you couldn't get salt beef in Florida. And so I'd always go through, that was easy, getting through customs with salt beef. And so anyway, I'd have to claim it all the time. Do you have food? Oh, yes. Yeah, got salt beef. And so, oh, they say you're from Newfoundland. Anyway, so you know what? Mom would then, when we'd come home, Mom would often get a wheelchair going through the airport. And not because she was unable to walk, because she was very able. She'd walk all day if there was a mall around to walk in. She loved to shop. However, in the airport, it was sort of a rushed pace and there was no sale at the end of it. So Mom would say, "Darling, get me a wheelchair." And it would allow us to go through the fast line in the customs. It's just a little tidbit for anyone who's, thinking, "Oh God, I'm in a rush, get a wheelchair." They'll hook you right through. And so, anyway, when we were going through the lineup, Mom would often shop for other people when she'd be down in Florida, and all the children. She would shop for the children, and sometimes we might have been over a bit. And so, anyway, went through the lineup this one time, and when Mom caught glimpse of herself in a mirror, she said, "Darling, why didn't you tell me about my hair?" I said, "Never mind your hair, honey. Start in drooling. Let's hope they don't hook out those suitcases and go through them." So anyway, yes, the salt beef. Mom would always get me to bring that. And what other things in Newfoundland can we only get in Newfoundland? Not purity. Purity you can get anywhere now. So don't hook out that. Other things. So anyway, it's been a tremendous week. I think we're sold out for the show next week. And I drew two names last night. I put them in the wheel and drew the names. Last week, when I drew Wanda Somerton, she told me she's not able to go for various reasons. And so she said, "Sheila, please choose again." God bless her. I thought that was marvelous. Rather than saying, "No, no, I'll give the tickets to someone else," she said, "No, you choose again." And so I did. I made that choice. And I'm going to tell you now. Oh, by the way, yes, I am in Halifax, or Bedford rather. But don't bother trying to steal my house. There is someone minding it. And the reality is, I have brothers on all sides. My sister Jodie's down the road, and there's a bull in the yard. I don't know who I'd be more afraid of. So don't bother. But anyway, so I made the choice last night, and the person who's getting the tickets from Wanda Somerton is Angela Brown. Angela, congratulations. Now, there's several Angela Browns around, apparently. I had to go and look up which one actually shared the video last week. So, Angela, I'll contact you directly through your um, messenger and tell you all about winning the tickets, or I'll tag you or something like this. And also, the last week I told you someone donated two tickets. He wasn't able to get home for the show, but he desperately wanted to support. Now, this to me is tremendous, is it not to you? I'm trying to be reasonable. There are people around here now gaping at me. This woman here, for an example, she can't keep her eyes off. You see her going in the background? Not now. She don't care now. Anyway, he said, "Sheila, I want to support you, so I'm going to buy the tickets." He bought the tickets. I put them right on hold immediately. And last night I drew out the name, and the person who won those tickets is Patricia Dodd. Patricia, you won two tickets to see Sheila Williams, that's me, all by myself in Terranova. It's next week. The tickets are sold out, I think. So, anyway, congratulations to you. And thank you to Hayden Kellaway for donating those tickets. It's very generous. I'd like to point out also that it is only 10, whatever it is here, 10 o'clock or something here in Halifax, and that I am on time. Did you notice that? I wonder. So, okay, before I go, because last week they told me that I went on, and only my family really said, "Sheila, honey, you could almost put those videos in for the short film category." And then Kelly thought that it was a bit like Lord of the Rings trilogy. So I thought I'll shorten it up this week, but not too short, not mind, because I do have something to say. But anyway, as I told you, I work at the home at St. Luke's Homes, and $15 million. Isn't that marvelous that we got this week for hopefully to give me an extra half day? That's all. But anyway, we got that this week. So I was out talking to some of the crowd around. And anyway, the politicians were in, shaking hands and kissing babies and such, kissing seniors. And anyway, it brought me back to a couple of years ago. We had someone visiting, someone of importance. I shan't say who, but anyway, it was the lieutenant governor. And anyway, they went over to the Alzheimer's unit and said, trying to be nice, smiling, shaking hands and such, and making conversation, said hello. And anyway, this one resident said hello, and he said, "Do you know who I am?" She said, "No, darling. You go ask the nurse. She'll know." That was good. Anyway, listen, God love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Here I am in Bedford, as I say. And you know what? I just am having the most extraordinary holiday here. It's only for a couple of days, but you know what? Any break is enough. And as I said to you last week, sometimes we press on, don't we? Life bears down on us, and we need a little break, even if it's out to the yard. So, take that break for yourself and be kind to one another. And how are the masks going? I've been gone since. How is that all? Look, don't tell me because perhaps that'll go to a negative train. We don't need that. Just to, enjoy the fact that we might be coming out of this whole thing together. I hope you have a wonderful week. I'll see you next week. Next week is the show, next Wednesday, on the 18th, out at Terra Nova, all by myself, and I'll come to you. If you're not coming to the show, I'll come to you on Thursday morning from Terra Nova. Love to you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Hope you're doing great. That's enough. I mean, how long do we have to talk? Bye.